Hi guys, namaskar. Today I'm going to tell you a very interesting fact. Uh, our neighbor who was like they just left for a different house and they were with us on our floor for about 2 3 years and when they came they are generally animal lovers and they have a pet and they generally love animals in general. And when they had come, they had started feeding a kitten, and since that time, they uh, kept on feeding the kitten, and today they left. So now, if you look at it, if you think about it, it's all good. But I actually feel that this is a classic example of how kindness, generosity can also have selfish motives, can also be, can also come out of selfish motives. And this selfish motive is not related to your any goal or dream or accumulation of social, material wealth, social status, or anything. This selfish goal is purely about happiness. This selfish goal is emotional, emotional uh, need of an individual, which can also be called selfish. Now, I'll tell you why. The kitten, now a fully grown cat, is used to getting food from them, and since I think day one, she's used to getting food from them, and she doesn't know. I mean, I, she doesn't know many other sources of food which generally stray cats, stray dogs know. Okay. And now what will happen is suddenly her source of food will be taken away from her, and she'll have to start from scratch and go far away in different territories of different cats, kittens, whatever, dogs, and she'll have to fight for her food, and she'll have to relearn scavenging and sort of look for food and stay days hungry and stuff like, which is, I feel, which is going to be more difficult for her than other cats who are sort of used to staying that way as strays. So why did this happen? This happened because one person or a couple of people decided that they want to feel good, and they want to you know feel generous by feeding an animal. Okay, if you want to feel generous, if you want to do good, make sure you're thinking long term in anything, in any way. Make sure, if you want to do good, if you want to really do big things, good things, you have to think long term. This wasn't a long term thinking. This was just done out of uh, an emotional surge. It was just done based on short term thinking, short term need for happiness. And now, because of this, one life is going to suffer more than usual. So, this is the problem with most of the people. They do things without thinking about the long term consequences of things. And why I'm saying uh, this was done without a long term thought, without considering the long term consequences of this, is because the neighbors were only here for a few years, and they had come on a temporary basis because they were always going to shift to their new house, and this was just a stopgap arrangement for them to be here for a few years and go. And they knew they're not going to be here for, say, 10 to 15 years, which is generally the lifespan of a cat, and all those strays we see around. So I feel from their side, when you think about it, they did it with a good intention. But if you don't think about the long term consequences, your intentions at that point of time, for the moment, doesn't matter. Because your intentions, if it's not thought about uh, for the long term, then they are always going to turn bad. This is a classic example of it. And the next thing that comes to my mind with this is, think about the freebies, which I've made a video on. Think about the freebies that our political system is trying to uh, you know get people used to. Think of the reodies that especially the lower class are getting used to receiving. And think about what the long term consequences of that may have on our society. So, yeah, I hope that's about it. I hope I've been able to convey this properly. If you want to add anything, please comment, like, subscribe. Bye bye. Namaskar.